Hey everyone, Anti-Beta1 here. So it's about 2 a.m. on a Monday morning, and I often wonder at this type of day what I should be doing with myself. And it's a good time for me to reflect on things and what I can do to mitigate the dystopian world that we live in. And the fact is that I actually do think about these things a lot. It's just that I don't feel that I can do very much about them. And there's a few reasons for this. One is that as a human being, I seek meaning from what I do and fulfillment. And that itself is quite ironic because the animals that are exploited on this planet don't need the same things as I do. I'm looking for something which is a great story, which is a great victory of some kind of significance in my life, which makes me esteemed and great for what I've done, which is very ironic because it's not about me. It's more about the effects that I can conjure with the limited powers that I have. Now, I know that there are more people watching my channel these days. I'm very conscious of that, and I'm very grateful for it. But I don't want to waste people's time, and I think that getting to the point of addressing the real issues and problems in our world, as I did in my introduction and talked about briefly in my introduction to this channel, is so important. So I've always thought that growing my channel is less important than just being authentic and kind of, in a way, doing what I just feel like is the most interesting to myself. But that is still not helping enough the problems in this world. And it's plain to see that I don't get many intelligent comments asking me the most intelligent questions. There are a few people who do ask interesting questions, I guess, but they're not the most kind of compelling questions that I can think of. And I do get a little bit of support in the comment section, but not very much. So I've talked about legacy in my videos previously, and unfortunately legacy is also a dangerous thing to talk about because I'm trying to delegate all of my oomph and all of my energy and everything towards leaving a sort of book at the end of my life, which is a very sort of selfish thing to do, and it's not effective enough in stemming the flow of dystopianism that is going to influx the world. Now, one of the things that I'm proud of in my recent times is talking at the third Metahuman Futures Forum. And I'll link that video just here. But I guess it had some effect on those people who are watching me, and I had some audience at a particular time, talking to people about kindness to all beings and so on. And it's a very important topic for me, but is this enough to do anything good for the world? And the answer is everyone is limited because there are 8 billion people in this world. What can an individual like me do for these 8 billion to change their minds about certain things? So what I'm saying basically is that being a vegantinatalist was the easy part of becoming a better active person in this world. That's the easy part. The next part is finding out how to be more influential on people and change people's minds for the better and make them do what I'm doing with vegantinatalism. On a different kind of way of looking at it, supposing that all the people who watch my video, the 20 or 30 people who watch my video, I was in charge of these people, what would I make them do throughout the days of their lives? What would I encourage them to partake in and do differently? I think the answer is that it's very hard, even for that number of people, to do very much. And the idea of being in a kind of cage is relevant to my understanding of the model, because although I'm not in the smallest cage like a cage hen or something, I'm still in a cage in the sense that I can't go beyond a particular limit in order to have a good effect on, as and increase my influence and know that I'm doing something very positive for the world. Now, I admire people like Joey Carbstrong, Roger Hallam, people who are activating really well and getting progress on their influence. And I'm not in the same league as these people. But I still want to do as much as I can. Unfortunately, there are a lot of mediocre people in the world. I realized that when I thought about beggars yesterday, and realized that a lot of beggars are actually self-sabotaging in the way that they conduct their lives and so on. Now, this is not something that I'm blaming anybody for. I'm just saying that a lot of beggars do self-sabotage because they don't look after their finances very well. They eat the wrong foods. They choose to sleep on the streets without actively looking for ways to find a solution towards getting into a house. This is just an example, and I'm not saying all people are like that. And I'm talking particularly locally in Brisbane, just thinking about these things and how I can help people locally. But I'm always thinking about these things, and I'm always looking for ways to strategize and find better ways for people to improve people's lives. I mean, I'd say I've reached a point in my life where I'm quite content, and I'm doing things which are reasonably interesting to me, but they're not helping things enough, and I feel insufficient in that way. At one stage, I wanted to start a group called Vegan Angels who are actively being active on the streets. And I found that it would have costed me a lot of money. It would have been a net loss and probably not sustainable enough. Even though I was making a lot of money in certain forms of investment / gambling, I'll be honest about that. I didn't proceed to earn that much money on an ongoing basis, and I would have not been able to sustain Vegan Angels. I'm also doing admin work for Stop Having Kids, which is something that I believe in very strongly, which is a great thing that I'm doing as well. But it's not a huge thing, and I could use my time more effectively. Let me see. So whilst I think that influence is an important part of the game, I also think that if there's some way to shortcut ingenuity, some kind of ingenious shortcut, such as living modelling, which I've discussed a little bit and thought about quite a lot. If I can find a shortcut which a few important people believe in and then start to activate for, that might be something that might trigger off a really positive impact on the world. A really positive impact. So what I'm basically looking for in regards to living modelling is a way of rethinking the world, and reordering it and making it neater, or neat, in fact, in a microcosmic way, in a modelled way, and then developing that from there. I mean, there's another way to fluke getting great reputation is to, like Teal Swan a little bit. She's a spiritualist who's also a vegan. And I think she does a lot of good things for the vegan movement because she popularizes veganism. But if I were to become a great composer, for example, and also be known as a vegan and antinatalist, it would be like people saying, oh, this guy's great, he's also vegan. Like Einstein. Einstein has done a lot for veganism because he's this great thinker who's also got great ethics and morals, as an example for vegan and antinatalist activism. But of course, there's a little bit of egotism in all of this. It's like you are sucking the influence towards yourself and claiming that as part of your being. And it's like, I can't be normal. I just can't be average Joe Blow sort of person. I have to suck that influence and then associate that influence with my vegantinatalism and influence more people that way. There's nothing very noble about these ways of doing things. So this video has gone for 10 minutes, and in that 10 minutes, hundreds of thousands of animals have been slaughtered. And I just wanted to say in conclusion that I'm always thinking of ways to improve myself and my position and my influence on making a positive impact against the dystopian world that we live in. But it's really hard. So let's keep thinking every day about what we can do, and we'll strategize that way. Have a nice day.